TOEFL speaking isn't designed to measure whether you can speak perfect English. It's actually designed to measure whether you can communicate well in an American environment, like for example, a college or a university. And the thing is, most students don't, which is why consistently they're stuck at maybe a 3.5 or a 4.5 out of 6. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how TOEFL expects perfect scores to sound, and you'll also see the same structure that high scorers make. And really it's simple. First, you want to answer the question, then you're going to explain your answer. Then after you explain, you give your example. And if you have time, you're going to mention the other side of the topic. And this is great because once you use this, you're going to have a better structure. So what you're saying is going to sound a lot more organized. You're going to stop scrambling and mumbling because you forgot what you want to say. And your answers are going to sound clear and easy to understand. But before I show you what a strong answer sounds like, stay tuned because in a moment, I'm going to show you 2 real TOEFL style answers. Now take your time on it because one of them sounds good, but you're going to notice that it's actually going to lose you some points. And then the other one is a perfect one, and that's the one that you'll actually get a perfect score from. Now, almost every student that I coach gets at least one wrong. So you think you can beat them? Let's see.
You have agreed to take part in a research study about urban life. You will have a short online interview with a researcher. The researcher will ask you some questions.
Thank you for speaking with me today. I'm conducting a study about people's experiences and perceptions of living in a city. I'd like to ask you some questions. Now, do you currently live in a big city, a small town, or a village?
All right, so do you see the question there? I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to take your time to choose the answer that you think is correct. Ready? Go. All right, so which one did you choose? Well, if you chose the choice B, then you got it right. Excellent job. That's perfect. So let's talk a little bit about why B is correct and why A is the wrong answer. We're going to start with the wrong answer first so you can see how to be able to do it right. So it's talking about if you live in a city, a town, a small city, something like that. So both of the answers are great, right? If you look at the wrong one first, we see that the answer it's talking about a city, and he even answers about what kind of city, a medium-sized city. Perfect. So the grader wants to know, okay, so you live in a city, why do you think it's a city, right? So here's where it goes wrong right in the explanation. So that why and also the example is going to be wrong too. So it's actually going to have a really bad score because the explanation isn't good. And then because the example is based on the explanation, that's going to be wrong too, right? So the explanation of why he lives in a city, well, this student is talking about food, right? He says the food is pretty good. That doesn't tell me anything about a city. And then the example about the food, how many times he eats, that again doesn't tell me about the perception of a city. All right, so whatever you answer, make sure that the why is directly related to the answer. If you do that, everything else is gonna follow and it's gonna be great. Now let's look at the correct one here. All right, so what kind of city? Again, we see the answer is a medium-sized city. Now let's see if we learn more about the city that this student lives in. So we see here, it offers convenience without being too crowded. Many services like transportation, schools, and hospitals are easy to access. So that's almost like the chaining method. So why is it a city that you live in? Oh, well, it's convenient, right? Why is it convenient? And then you keep chaining, right? Now, the example has to be about the same thing that he just explained about convenience and so forth. So let's see if he mentioned that too. So for example, I can commute to work in about 15 minutes and still enjoy many activities. Perfect. Still talking about convenience. Does that make sense? Hope it did. I hope it sounded good. Now you're going to hear a perfect version so you can see how to do it. And then after that, we're going to have another interactive one with a different mistake after this sample answer here. You ready? First, let's hear the sample and then we'll try it again with number 2. Hope you're doing good so far. Well, I currently live in a medium-sized city that offers many advantages of urban life without being overwhelmingly crowded. And this is because one of the main reasons I prefer this type of environment is that it provides convenient access to essential services such as public transportation, educational institutions, but it doesn't have that stress that city life brings. Yet it still benefits me because I also enjoy these cultural activities that I like. For instance, I can commute to work within about 15 minutes, attend language classes in the evening, and also enjoy diverse international food options on the weekends, all without dealing with heavy traffic or long travel times. All right, so I really hoped you liked that perfect answer. That would be a 6 out of 6, so you can use that as you're practicing yourself. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you want to see me answer the full TOEFL exam, don't forget to go to reggieenglish.com, the VIP member section. You can see full walkthroughs of the reading, speaking, listening, and writing section. You can see how I think about different types of answers, have access to different levels of TOEFL speaking scores so you can see and check your answer compared to other students. And also next week, we're going to have a Q&A so I can answer any questions that you have about the TOEFL test. We're gonna do that about once a month. So if that sounds good to you, don't forget to check the link in the description. Okay, so now we heard one answer. We're going to listen to another one and we're going to see which one is correct on that one. The only thing is, it's going to have a different mistake than the first one. Let's see how you do.
Great. Cities affect people in different ways. Some people find cities dynamic and exciting. Others find that cities are overwhelming and drain them of energy. What kind of reaction do you have to cities, and why do you think you react in this way?
So do you see the question here for this one? Again, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Take your time, see how you do, and you're going to start now. All right, so we got 10 seconds. How'd you do on this one? Which one did you choose? Well, on this one, the answer is B again. Hope you did good on this one. If not, don't worry, we're going to explain it. And then we're going to see another perfect 6 out of 6 answer. All right. So why is A incorrect on this one again? Let's take a look. Well, the question is about the reaction that, we have to a city. And we see here the answer talks about, usually I find it overwhelming and mentally exhausting to be in a city. That's a good answer, right? That's his reaction to being in a city. His reaction is feeling overwhelmed. Perfect. Let's see if we can find out why he feels overwhelmed in the explanation. Let's check that out. The constant noise, crowded public spaces, and fast-paced lifestyle can create high levels of stress and sensory overload. And then over time, it makes it difficult to relax or concentrate, which can negatively affect both mental health and productivity. So that's why he feels overwhelmed. That's actually perfect too. So we got a good answer. We even know why he feels this way. Now let's see if the example matches everything that he explained in the answer and the explanation. Let's check that out. So the example says, for example, when I take difficult math tests, I feel extremely stressed and mentally drained afterwards. So that one seems like it explains why he feels stressed. But what does a math test have to do with the city? That's where you can easily lose points. If you have an example that kind of matches, but it's not about the overall theme, even though it's close, you still lose points there. It's not a good example. We got to talk more about a city than a math test, right? That makes sense. So now we're going to talk about the correct answer, and then we're going to see the perfect version of how it sounds in 45 seconds. So I'm excited for you to be able to learn that. All right, so we see that answer choice B, it's the opposite point of view, right? So in this answer, he says that the city actually is energizing. It makes him feel charged up. Why? Well, it offers constant opportunities to have social interaction, career growth, cultural activities, and it can keep your life engaging rather than exhausting. So that's a good why, right? Why am I charged up because of the city? Well, all these things, right? Now, let's see if the example talks about the city, how the city charges him up, like a concrete, perfect example. Let's see here. For instance, after work, I often attend public talks, meet friends in cafes, and I join community events, which makes me feel motivated instead of drained. perfect example, real life experience. That's kind of what they want to hear. Here's a small point there. When you're given your examples, make sure that at least one of them is past tense. You want to show them that you know how to speak present tense, but that you can also use the past tense as well. You only have one test that you can do that, right? So they're going to ask you many questions. So at least one, don't forget to show them your past tense. All right, here we don't see past tense, but we're going to see the actual real example, 6 out of 6. And then give me your feedback. Any questions you have about it, I'll be happy to explain. Well, personally, I find cities dynamic and energizing rather than overwhelming. And this is mainly because urban environments offer constant opportunities for social interaction, professional growth, and cultural engagement. And furthermore, being surrounded by diverse people, fast-paced activities, and also modern infrastructure motivates me to stay productive and curious. So instead of draining my energy, the lively atmosphere encourages me to explore new ideas and experiences. For instance, after work, I often attend public lectures, I visit local cafes to meet friends, or participate in community events. Now, this helps me to feel stimulated and connected rather than tired. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. Actually, this structure alone, not even having more vocabulary, will raise your score, I promise. Use it, practice it. If you need to see more, don't forget to get access on the VIP members page. And if you need more practice, we have the whole TOEFL exam that you can practice yourself, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. We have that on the self-guided course. So don't forget to check that out if that's something that you're interested in. And in the next video, we're going to check out the listening section, where students are missing points. We're going to do a few questions together. And if you like this video, please don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you into the next one. Take care.